Let's bring in Terrell County Sheriff in Texas, Thaddeus Cleveland. Sheriff, thank you so much for your time today. Look, you've heard it. There are sheriffs in jurisdictions across the country who have flat out said they're not going to cooperate with ICE. They're not going to participate in the 287G program. On a personal level, as sheriff, you know, law enforcement officials, they take the oath to protect the public and their constituents. So when you hear these sheriffs who say they're not even going to cooperate with serious cases like aggravated child rapists, what goes through your mind?
Howdy, Bill. Good to see you again. And you know, to your point, it's shocking. And I've said it, you know, for the past 2.5 years, unfortunately, we've got some sheriffs that are more concerned about protecting a vote or securing a vote rather than secure the U.S.-Mexico border here, even in the state of Texas. Look, we take that same oath that I took as U.S. Border Patrol agent. It's no different. It's to protect our communities, protect the U.S.-Mexico border. And Terrell County out here, you know, we may not have the amount of traffic they have down in Eagle Pass, which you know very well, or out in El Paso, but we are that busiest county between Del Rio to El Paso, Texas. And we look forward to continuing our cooperation with the state as well as the U.S. Border Patrol here in our county to keep it safe.
Yeah, and Sheriff, the state of Texas has had to spend billions of its own dollars trying to secure their own border. The Biden administration essentially sued them every time they tried to do something to secure their border. The program was called Operation Lone Star. If we can do call for number 1 right now. It's been almost 4 years of it now. These are the numbers. The state of Texas has apprehended over 520,000 illegal immigrants. They've made almost 50,000 criminal arrests, and they've seized over 600 million lethal doses of fentanyl. Sheriff, some Democrats in Texas have called this program a complete waste of money. What has your experience been with it?
You know, Bill, I'm smiling because it makes me laugh hearing that statement that it's a waste of money. I can tell you, when I was a Border Patrol agent and this operation kicked off, and since I've been the sheriff here in my home county of Terrell County, what Governor Abbott has done, the resources they've sent to my county, the resources they've sent in by way of funds through Operation Lone Star, it has benefited us tremendously. And to your point about the administration fighting Governor Abbott, I like to say that, you know, this administration has spent more time fighting Governor Abbott than it's spent fighting the cartels in Mexico. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done, and we will continue to see people crossing this portion of the border. We will continue to see the CBP-1 app and the CHNV programs being utilized until President Trump comes into office.
And 1 month from now, we are going to have that new administration in office. Here's Texas DPS Lieutenant Chris Olivares on law enforcement being eager to work with the Trump administration. Take a listen.
We're going to see more law enforcement, local, county, state, and federal law enforcement speaking out and actually wanting to become an ally with this new administration, working together to remove these threats from their states. That is priority number 1. I don't see how anybody, again, and I keep repeating this, how anybody could be against that.
Sheriff, last question here real quick. I've heard from a whole lot of ICE officers, Border Patrol agents, and Texas DPS troopers who say they kind of feel like the sun is coming out after a really long storm when it comes to this border crisis with this new administration. You deal with the border. Do you feel the same way?
Bill, it certainly is going to be a brand new day. Look, when I left the Sanderson Border Patrol Station, you know, almost 3 years ago, we were having about 1,000 apprehensions a year under the Trump administration. When this administration took over, the highest watermark we have had was a 417% increase in illegal alien apprehensions right here in Terrell County. In that same year, which was fiscal year 2022, we had a 469% increase in gotaways. It's long overdue. We can't wait. And I tell you what, it's going to be a sight for sore eyes. I tell you that.
Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland, thank you for your time today, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Bill. God bless you.
Anita?
All right, interesting.